Viewer discretion is advised.
This is a disaster. This is the city not working well together. This is the clergy being absent in all cases. There are no clergymen. Where the fuck is the clergy at? You know, they shoved the Bible down my throat as a young Catholic boy, and I wonder where the clergy's at in this situation. There are 17,000 well-cloistered clergymen in Western Washington alone, and there are 45,000 people. That means they get 3 apiece. That's pretty easy to handle. 3 people. 3 shitbirds apiece. 3 shitbirds apiece. That's what we get. What the fuck's our tax anyway? Come, take care of yourself.
Seattle.
What's wrong with Seattle is that Seattle used to be a place that was called the City of Hospitality. The Emerald City of Hospitality. That's like the yellow brick road. Seattle has a crisis of spirit. The spirit of Seattle is sick. It's like an organism that runs through us all. If in fact we don't and we can't heal ourselves as a society and as a communal group, we will never succeed. Seattle is sick right now because of Jeff Bezos. What about everybody else? We're not all Amazon Prime, and we are not on prime time on Amazon. You know, we got the right to be able to choose our own fucking economics, and I'm sick and tired of the clergy being absent in all cases. There were no homeless people when I moved here. There was 0 homeless people. I had never met a homeless person. I saw some people needing money sometimes, but they really weren't homeless, and so everybody had a place. So I ended up having to come back to my city, and then I run into veterans. I'm a veteran. There were young, beautiful men that were shattered, like no mother, like no fucking soldiers, nobody. It broke my heart. Daniel was quite colorful. He had measures of reservation that he was holding on to, and I felt it. They need a hug.
Wait. They need to be given. See, it's false intentions. Oh, that was perfect. False intentions.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's perfect. False intentions. Wow. Because it's not what they think they know what they want that they don't want. It's like the people that what they're doing is they're giving them what they think they want, and that is destroying them.
Right. It's killing them.
And it's killing them. And crystal meth to balance it out.
Crazy fucker.
Because the more you could do, the more you could drink, you could do is if you could do crystal meth, a little bit of crystal meth, you know, you could drink more. Drink more. Then fearless.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, and it was a revolving door, boom, 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 over and over again. Never ended. I thought it would never end. Not until I got off drugs and alcohol. I never felt anything. I never knew. There never was anything. I just feel numb to everything. World. And the world was just no. I made sure I numbed myself.
They go in, they get clean and sober, they come out, they're straight back to where they were. The hospitals don't give a fuck.
No.
Especially Harborview.
No.
You go there and drug addict, they don't care about you. They don't give a rat's ass as long as they get that money. God, buddy.
Yeah,
They
that's
suck.
Lucas.
That's why I hate that place.
They go in little match boxes, little fish box, toolboxes with lined up yellow envelopes with money, cash in them, and they call them down over the speakerphone. They have speakerphone in the row house, and they call them over the speakerphone. Come on down to the desk, and they go to the little corner of the lobby, and they sit them down on a chair, and they give them the cash in their hands.
And they go straight drug dealer
to the drug dealer. This is what they think they know. They think they want.
I even know her.
This is what they want.
Half the people out here are drug addicts, got AIDS, some kind of mental problem. They don't get rat's ass. They call this what do you call it? What do they call this area? Like a ghetto.
This is the ghetto.
There's something else they call it though.
Oh,
the slums.
The slums, yeah, the Bowery.
They don't care.
They don't care.
Why?
Because they don't care about their lives. They don't care. They're just living off the system or whatever the heck they're doing. They want help. They don't know how to get it because they won't help them. By the time they do get help, they end up dying before then. Right before they get the help, they die.
Yeah.
I've seen so many people that happens to.
And it's drugs and money, and it's not what they want. They want to be loved. They want to feel like they're involved with something, or that they are worthy of something.
Much, yeah, but nobody's trying to do anything. Well, I guess I don't know. I watch the news. They say they're helping, but I haven't seen it. All they're doing is kicking people out of their spots, cleaning it up, and then 12 hours later, they're right back there again. It's like a union gospel mission. Every week they're kicking them people out, cleaning up their shit, and then an hour later they're right back there, not helping them. They're closing down the shelters, but they say they want to help. Where? What are they gonna do? What they should do is open up that hole right there, let them all stay right. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Put toilets, garbage
Put
cans,
toilets and garbage
so
around.
they're not shitting in the doorways, pissing in the doorways, having sex in the doorways. It's disgusting.
Reward them when they've completed something. You know, some of it says work. They work, and he that does not work shall not eat. I believe that fully. You know, if you don't work, you don't get to eat. You know, I learned that because when I was homeless. That's how I found Jesus.
Much, yeah, but nobody's trying to do anything. Well, I guess I don't know. I watch the news. They say they're helping, but I haven't seen it. All they're doing is kicking people out of their spots, cleaning it up, and then 12 hours later, they're right back there again. It's like a union gospel mission. Every week they're kicking them people out, cleaning up their shit, and then an hour later, they're right back there, not helping them. They're closing down the shelters, but they say they want to help. Where? What are they gonna do? What they should do is open up that hole right there, let them all stay right. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Put toilets. Garbage
Put
cans,
toilets and garbage
so
around.
they're not shitting in the doorways, pissing in the doorways, having sex in the doorways. It's disgusting.
The slums.
It's getting worse too.
It's getting worse.
The churches for the homeless, they won't feed you unless you listen to the sermon first.
Yeah, that's horrible.
And so that's how I found Jesus, because a demon was in the church. That's how I knew what I wanted. And that was bizarre. And
He felt the demons in the church because his father was a priest,
yeah.
a prophet, a preacher, a prophetic piece of shit.
So I felt that his same presence.
He felt the same presence because the ecclesiastical voice is meant to manipulate. And so his father spoke in the...
So it turned me, I quickly turned straight to Jesus and became...
He grasped his own spirituality through his own humanity. That's what his artwork represents. These creatures...
That's when it started at the age 23.
He started on backs of cardboard boxes.
On backs of cardboard boxes.
Just graduated to this. You've graduated.
Okay. I'm ready for a cigarette.
Now he's Dr. Daniel.
I'm ready for a cigarette.
The three components for human beings to fall in love is dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. And so when people start taking things like the OxyContins, it goes to the reptilian brain and it removes the element of humanity that's necessary in order for them to be real, to be in a relationship.
You know, it's nice to be able to wake up in a nice warm room, a comfy bed.
And so whatever drug they're using, is depleting them of their dopamine and serotonin. You know, all of this synthetic meth stuff, any sort of coke use, just burns right through all the dopamine and serotonin in your brain.
On the street, they become into a very repetitive lifestyle of getting used to sleeping, you know, on the cold, hard ground and in doorways and under bridges, side bushes, whatnot. You know.
And without those three chemicals, you can't fall in love. So they're all miserable. Nobody's in love. Nobody can be in love. And so that, you know, when you take that out of the human condition, then, you know, you're more isolated than you are even by social media.
Because eventually they're going to lose themselves inside of themselves. And they're going to find a way to not want to wake up. And that's what they're going to do. They're not going to wake up. They're going to allow their bodies to deteriorate. And that's just how it is when you do it long enough, and you feel that strongly about staying out there. They're gonna some of them won't wake up
because they don't have the capacity to interact at a genuine level. They're completely lost in space. They don't have any chemicals, real ones of their own, to work normally with in a respectful way. And they're all unhappy. Every single one of these homeless entrepreneurs that we've worked with that ends up lapsing out or going off on some sort of a binge or something.
Waking up for them right now, it's probably it's actually more of a big deal than it may seem to be, because they become used to their daily schedule, so to speak, of waking up wherever they do and going about their life. Basically, the way that they wake up is the way that they start out their day. So they're going to have that mindset going into the entire day with that, keeping that in mind,
They're the most miserable. They are so miserable. Everyone's miserable. Everybody think everybody doing something with somebody else. And they're all hustling each other all day long. And it's just pathetic. It's pathetic to see because they degenerate into such a poor state.
As the years have gone by, and being in a city like this, and when you see it all around you, it gets to the point where eventually you want to do something about it. And
the only way that we can do it is if we tackle some of the real reasons why they're abusing. I found out that 80% of the homeless people are suffering from some sort of a bereavement issue that's unresolved.
When you have, people and things around you that can help you do that, you become motivated, and you want to be able to help these people attain that pleasure of possibly one day being able to go to sleep that isn't somewhere that's under a bridge or in between a doorway or on the ground somewhere, because that's not how people should be sleeping. People should be happy to be able to go to sleep in comfort and in peace and serenity, and that's not how it is out there.
Now, there's one kid, James. Both of his families ended up dying. Both of his parents died in a fiery car crash when he was 17, and he was riding around in his mom's car, and the bank reported it stolen. He got arrested and thrown in jail for 2 years, and his parents were just burned up.
No, some of them have gotten to the point now, and when I say some, I mean a lot of them, actually. Some of them, I'm assuming, just want to fade away into obscurity because it's gotten to the point.
And so he's got no family or nowhere to go, and then the medical groups and places that he's associated with ignore him all the time. And he's lost. He's lost in space. He's got abscesses all over him. He's got open wounds. He's barely 24 years old.
I'm going to wake up in on this street corner, and so based on my surroundings, this is home, and this is where I'm going to have to wake up and do my business for the day. So I'm sure they're feeling, isolated a bit. They're feeling maybe unwanted. disrespected.
He's not going to make it. I found out about 3 other guys that died just recently, yesterday. I had no idea that Farhan died from alcohol. He was in his early 20s. How can you die from alcohol in your early 20s? Pancreatitis, I suppose. But what was the reasons why? I don't know exactly with him or in his case, but they need to stop.
You know, not just having to do the same thing every day, but needing to do the same thing, every day. And they're feeling lost, and it's sad.
The only way to help them is if they stop.
To them, where it's becoming a burden.
But he hasn't been able to reconstitute because he wasn't even a man at the time. He was a boy at the time when his parents died.
I suppose because they've been doing it long enough to where, although they may be used to it, it's become commonplace to the point where they don't feel like they have to, they don't really have any power under their situation anymore. Whereas they always have a certain level of power. They have to be able to have the right people and resources and materials to do other things aside from having that. Let's continue to wake up at the same rich money.
Yeah. Or just to get you through the day, and then you can figure out what you're going to do tomorrow. But as long as you've got a pillow and you're inside, you're all set. And a lot of these guys will network with each other anyway. There are a lot of people that are housed homeless or housed recently from being homeless. And those people are very easy to give a little bit of money to and then crash over at their place if you want to. A lot of that happens as well, but they won't let you in. Nobody's going to let you stay unless you've got a 20 or something to give them, to use their couch. The homeless people are a little bit stingy with outsiders. They're pretty good with their own close friends and their own close network. But anybody else that needs something outside of the people that they know are most likely not going to get anything from. So you've got your own network, and that's the network that you have to exploit in order to survive. And you can't do it alone. You have to be with somebody else. It's too dangerous to be alone. At all times, it's too dangerous. They take the babies away. CPS takes the babies away from the drug-addicted mothers. And a lot of them stay out on the street. There was a handicapped couple that had a baby, and they were thrown out of Tent City because they weren't doing chores, but they couldn't be wheeling around on the gravel and emptying garbage since they were both in wheelchairs. And since they both didn't have housing, they took the baby away. So they'll always take the baby away if you don't have housing. Take you down in the viaduct and stuff. There's groups of tents in places that are just a little bit off the beaten path, and some of them are on the beaten path. So we'll take you out in the jungle, and you can see for yourself how people are living rough up on the hills and on the side of the freeways. They don't get bothered by the police on the side of the freeways. It's not being proper. That's why we need to do a clergy call to order here. I mean, if we could get the Methodists and the Episcopalians to work with the Presbyterians and the Catholics, then maybe there's something more substantive we can do than ignoring these kids and their needs. It's pretty sad. And also, too, there have got to be some parents around that would be willing to provide a little bit of nurture or to jump in. It's not always fair to say the grandmother should do it because they need their break as well. It does help to have people around where abuses won't happen. If you've got clergy present, then the abuses of the homelessness won't happen because it won't happen in their face. It's an element of safety, a measure of safety that I think is important. And also, too, they should be in there providing people with some access to gospel and spirituality. It's terrible. There's no music, there's no comfort, there's no spirituality. It's vapid. It's completely dead.
And on the next City Homeless,
Isn't it key to let everybody use a mouth?
So when he's drawing, he draws white paper.
I like white paper, but
And this was your father?
this was John Joseph Larinaga. I don't even call him my father anymore because I've never got to know him. He never got to know me. Was there any kind of love for my father? No. Was there any kind of affection? No. So there was no father. My father was Randall Keith Larinaga.
I love it.
How the Bible was used to coerce and to influence us in the way he did use it.
Your father misused the words of
The Bible, every word. If he wanted us to get an illustration of what he was talking about, he would go straight to the Bible like it was a dictionary. Just like it was a dictionary. Exactly like a dictionary. He would keep his fingers in the chapters for hours and hours so that he could go back and he could tell you exactly what he was talking about. And it would match up, the Bible would match up of what he was telling you, so there was no other, you weren't given any other idea of any other way of looking at it.
I have 4 generations of bad tilting men. I wanted my son to be the good one. My mom is like Mommy Dearest, so as soon as she dies, I'm putting out a book. She's got 10 million and nobody likes her. Now she's at Norway Park. They don't like her either. She has no friends. My mom is an evil bitch. She molested me as a child, and she had an incestual relationship with my brother, and he did die recently.
It's sad for them and it's sad for the workers too, and the workers are critiqued as well. And then a lot of them are just not very sensitive people. And after a while, they become a little poisoned by the system itself, and then they end up treating the homeless people worse than they're treated by the society in general. And these people are paid professionals, so you can't have bottom feeders help you bottom feed. It causes all kinds of problems.
She didn't give me even a memorial service, my God. He tried so hard to get better. I'm hoping he's go to heaven. My mom has screwed him over.
Staff steals from the employees. There's all kinds of real radical stuff going on. And a lot of them are drug addicted themselves or drug using, so they're actively drug using with some of the clients in the park when they're off shift. And then they go back to work as counselors, chemical dependency counselors, and workers at these facilities that aren't really up to par because they're using. And you can't be a chemical dependency counselor and then be sitting smoking crack and fucking, I don't even know what that is. It doesn't make any sense to me at all.
I'm saying she's alive with $10 million or more. Nobody likes her in Norway Park. That's by Mount Vernon. Let her stay that way. She was trying to screw me over with my friend. He knows how she is.
The fact is it appears as though our society is a little bit sick of providing a lot of money for services and then seeing it be dead-ended and people just dying all over the place.
I don't do drugs, dear. I drink a little bit. You know what I have to do?
What?
I am so ill that right now I have to do the oil weed, but I'm prescribed that through my medical marijuana. And then I'm on the highest Lyrica, except for, I was supposed to be on the high dose and the safety shut down. Nobody would give me that. So that's what and then one doctor got me only on a few meds, the medical marijuana. I used to be on like 35 meds, but he's gone somewhere else now. but he was the best doctor I ever had.
And I met some white boys that were on crack too, which I didn't realize was, I suppose anybody could be on it, but it just didn't seem to be a problem that the white boys were getting into. But a lot of the younger ones are just jumping over into that direction as well. They're getting pretty despondent, so they're getting high as kites as quickly as they can.
We'd have some decent police officers, I'll tell you that. I knew they were always bad, King County Jail, but by God, I didn't know. It's almost like prison in there. These cops are trying to kill me, believe it or not.
It's a crisis of our spirit. It's a crisis of their spirituality. It's a crisis in our society. Nobody seems to want to put their arms around it because it's too dirty, or it's not the demographics that people are interested in helping. People like to help like-minded people. They don't like to give out charity to people that are beneath them because it's like getting involved. So there's sort of a quagmire. People will say they want to help, but they won't look at a homeless person when they walk by them. Therefore, they're insulting them. If you don't look at them, then you're insulting them. They're making them feel worse and more dejected and more separated from society.
As I was at Safeway, they won't even pick anybody up. But we're just doing a video thing right now. In fact, eventually I'm going to get, I'm going to put together a sex offender site. Where anybody, Washington State is like top 10 for sex offenders. Anywhere, somewhere like that. But anyway, I want to get, that's why I did the whole ballot for the police department. That's why they want to kill me. Because they're like, oh, we can do our job fine. Why you people want us? Anybody needs training. These cops are horrible. They stole my car and everything I owned for no reason. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
My brother Randall, he was caring. He was, his job was, Randall means the protector, the wolf, and that's exactly what he was. What his job in the home was, it was to protect us kids, and he would walk. He wouldn't get any sleep while the whole motorhome was sleeping. Of all 13 or how many kids were in the motorhome, and mom and dad were sleeping, he would walk back and forth with a gun all night long and protect us while we slept in the rest areas and the campsites and going cross country. He protected us. He's the only one that worked and put food in our mouths.
We need your help.
My dad never worked a day in his life for me. He never provided for me. He never loved me. He wasn't no father to me. Randall was. And Randall died here in Seattle because he got caught up in, because we all had addictive personalities. We didn't know any other way to love ourselves. And we were continuously determined to inflict harm on ourselves for no apparent reason all of our lives. And 5 brothers were dead because of drugs and alcohol or addictive personalities.
But when I was homeless, when I first was homeless, somebody robbed me of my purse. Sorry, I broke up this. But anyway, you know that motel on Aurora?
It was by the grace of God that I got off drugs and alcohol. The willpower to live was much stronger than the willpower to die. So that's why I'm here today.
What's your favorite drug?
My favorite drug is alcohol. I love my alcohol. Past tense.
So one guy said, let's get you in there. Okay, that guy hates me, by the way. Anyway, I get in there, and guess what? I got pimps, I got drug dealers, I got everything harassing me. Good God. I am lucky to be alive. Do you know that they said we're gonna
The because there was only one way to look at it, and that was the way he showed it to you. And any time that you had a question in your mind, he'd go straight back to the Bible.
I didn't realize how bad the homeless situation was. But anyway, with these pimps and everything, I told them, you're not going to shake me down. I was lucky I was alive. I went under the bed and got a gun over here. I'm like, oh my God. But they kept trying to shake me up for money. I said, no. But you know what they did, though? I packed up all that shit, and I carried it over to Safeway. And that fucker with a machete, tried to kill me.
And when he would want us to give an example, he just would use this scripture, any scripture. Like he would say, "Beat a child with a rod, and he shall not die, but save his soul from hell." And he would beat you with a cat o' nine tails until blood came out your mouth.
But I have had a lot of tragedy right now. My brother, I found out, died. I got my cousin that died. I got my, who else died?
Cute.
So he had it all set down and set up to the way so that you had no other example.
I didn't even talk to him for 3 weeks. He told me, you have PTSD. I said, I was so angry that I had PTSD. Anyway, whatever. So I do have that, but it's so good now. I used to look at every black guy and thinking he's after me. With that salt. Oh, the salt he did to me was at that same motel. I was drugged and raped and assaulted for 7 days with some kind of drug.
Alcoholics, and at the age of 6, my dad left my mom. So it was me and my mom for a long time. We had become like this, we were best friends typically. And unfortunately,
And I couldn't believe it. I was sexually assaulted, knocked out for 7 days. Oh my God! I found out this guy is a sex offender. He was from the Loa Inn. Loa Inn was getting better, and then all of a sudden this black woman, they were going to give me a job and stuff, but I found out she never did any background checks on any black people. I have a black child. I get tortured for that, believe it or not. All the blacks love me. The women hate me, though. They want to hook up with me. But tell me.
It's been almost 2 years now. March 2017. My mother passed away, and I was basically left alone. I didn't really have anyone else to go to aside from my dad, which I inevitably ended up doing for a short time after my mom's passing. So
his dad just tried to kill him. That's how bad he is. He was in a major depression. He's about to get out.
I went and stayed with my dad through the summer and fall of 2017, and things continued as they had always in the past when it comes to me and my dad, and that's not very well. We didn't see eye to eye, and of course his problem with alcohol was a big factor in us not seeing eye to eye on certain things. I had a little bit of money saved up of my own that I had worked for a couple of years prior to me leaving Buffalo. January 2018, which is a year ago. So I'd say about a year. I left Buffalo about a year ago. I came to Seattle, Washington with a little bit of money in my pocket, but of course that was short-lived. I thought I really couldn't be escaped from. I was really only just running away because I didn't want to deal with you know, the pain of staying in my home city and being around people that I no longer wanted to be around. You know, as small as that group may have been, it was enough to send me away.
No, but like I said, the PTSD from this idiots. 3 times I went to him and I cried, and I was so angry. I held it all in, right, when I was on the street. So he told me, I know you have the severest PTSD ever. I said, I'm mad about that. But anyway, I'm over it, except for this Simon idiot. If he harasses me again, hey, Cash, I'm going to get a taser.
You know, so I figured coming to a city like Seattle would be not only fun, but beneficial to, if I can use the word beneficial, to you know, to help heal my my broken self, my mind, my body, my soul. So.
Living in San Diego. And I was living in a complex where the front door, you know, the main door to a complex, and the one neighbor of mine not having a door because of her boyfriend breaking it down. Somebody broke it down so many times.
When Daniel's father went to jail for 188 years for child abuse, Daniel was taken by Promised Land Dairies to milk 300 cows a day. And because his father was a molester, they wouldn't put him in with the boys in the room, so he had to sleep with the fucking cows. So, you know, there's very little justice in having children not being brought up by a community. You know, he was isolated and conquered as a child, and so then now he's trying to express himself through art, and I think he does it quite well. Something like that, right, Daniel?
Yeah. So anyway, this woman, my neighbor, she came, for the 3rd time she told me that they were coming in, Mexicans were coming off Broadway. It was named the main thoroughfare that the building was on, apartment complex was on. It's called Broadway, and all these Mexicans coming over the border in San Diego, you know, and
things weren't going to go my way, so to speak. It was very quick that I was sent into the abyss, so to speak. I quickly found myself living the lifestyle that this project of ours is hoping to fix. You know, being out there, doing the things that, you know, homeless individuals do, not just because of the irony of the situation, but because it's become their lifestyle. You know, it's become how they're used to living, and that was something that I myself had to get used to for a whole year. You know, it's definitely nothing to take for granted.
In San Diego.
In San Diego, I'm living in with the lady who's being molested. That was the door story, but I eventually got the door installed. But then I'm homeless later on in the same month or the same year, and I'm cold, and I go to Goodwill, and I'm 49 cents short. So they sent the squad team after me on crutches. Did you hear me?
Yes.
I said the squad team,
Squad team because you stole 49 cents worth of what?
I took the blanket and I was 49 cents short at Goodwill. First they sent the rent-a-cop after me, and he couldn't catch me on the crutches. So it's a hilarious story, but it's not. It's a good story in the end. Late in the end.
The real cops on it.
So they called the real cops out. I mean, the squad team came after me, and they got him. The SWAT team. They got him, so they got me, and they hog-tied me. They threw me in the back of the police car, and this leg wouldn't bend. You hear me? I was gonna have to go through $7,000 physical therapy to get it to bed.
And you're 25. How old are you? So you said 25.
I was 25, and I'm 48 now.
Yeah.
48.
But you
So,
can be alive, man.
yeah, so the cops finally get me and they throw me in the back of squad, hogtied on my belly, and my leg won't, the squad door won't close. To move the car, the squad car, so they just take my leg and they close the door. So now it bends.
You really have to know your way around and know what you're doing, especially in a position like mine. And being so new to a city like this, I really just kind of had to go off the cusp and just kind of like take a stab in the dark every now and then, and just kind of guess. And I was very fortunate to be able to survive this long.
I was kept captive. I wasn't allowed to go to school. I wasn't allowed to go out. I wasn't allowed to go outside until I was 16.
I mean, there's folks out there who can do this for years on end. I've met people who have lived this lifestyle for decades, who have done this, years and years and years, 10, 20, 30 years, and they still have no intention of fixing themselves. And it was apparent to me that had I continued on the way that I was, I would have ended up doing the same thing and just rotting away, allowing myself to just become a stain on the wall.
In '84, when the family was dispersed, when it was dispersed because my dad went away in prison for 188 years, in '84, the whole family just went dispersed everywhere. And I was, all the younger ones, the 6 younger ones, were eligible for foster homes because they were under age 16, and I was 18. I had just turned 18.
You're a pretty intelligent guy to get out of there at 25. I kid you not. That takes some intelligence, it takes some balls, and also I guess the experience from your dad or your mom. But other people would have that same experience and not leave, right? At such a young age to do that shows some form of intelligence. So,
well,
give it some hand.
Of course, it was circumstantial. I didn't necessarily have to, end up here the way that I did. I easily could have just stayed in Buffalo and saved my money and tried doing something else with myself and with my time. But due to circumstances and the way that I was feeling at the time, I just felt like my entire life needed to change. I needed to do something absolutely drastic to a 180 and to find a new version of myself.
It was Randall running away.
Who running away?
Your brother.
Randall, my brother, my oldest Randall. He was my dad. He was my protector. He
saved everybody.
He saved us all. But when anything got really, really bad, each child ran away. First Ronnie went away, and then Randall went away. And when Randall went away, that hurt me the most. Randall I loved. Then he died. Wow. Here, he died here.
Oh, he died here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he died here.
And come to find out that meant me having to basically get as far away as I could from my home city and go somewhere where through trial and tribulation I may have had the chance to find a new way to live. And of course that meant me having to come out and willingly throw myself into the homeless situation.
Force that is labor ready. And so we can have jobs in the different economic centers. I mean, if we take the major metro areas alone, that's 325 major metro areas, that's 400 major population areas, and 2,400 distribution centers using FedEx Office. So we'll actually be the only national paper that's available for everybody to pick up through FedEx. So they just go to the FedEx office, pick up their papers. After they watch a 4-minute video of the terms and standards of engagement and what it requires to be a vendor, they get 5 or 10 free papers. I haven't decided yet. And then they can sell those papers and come back and buy more papers. We're trying to get it under $1 of publication now, because the $2 papers that are sold here in Seattle under Real Change are purchased by those guys and girl vendors that are homeless for 65 cents a piece. So I'm trying to keep it under $1 so that they can get 5 out of us. And, hopefully get enough in a day to be able to get inside. But that's why I want to work out a deal with Shell, because everybody who has a car has a home or a place. So it would be a perfect place for people to be undercover who are homeless that would have authorization to be able to sell at those locations. So if I can just work that out with them, then it will be a veterans initiative. It will help the veterans. And this will be a homeless and poverty initiative. If somebody needs money, like somebody needs diapers for their kid or something like that, they could go out and sell a few papers too, if they needed to, just for a little bit of extra cash for some emergency bridge money. Sometimes you just need bridge money so you don't end up under a bridge.
And I'm not necessarily proud that that I had to end up resorting to doing it that way, but I'm extremely thankful that I did, because now I can say that I have the knowledge and the experience of someone who's been out there, and I believe that will be a key factor in being able to help others that were or are in my situation, because I can bring some form of some comfort and understanding that I can bring to these people and let them know that there's always hope.
They have a compass that's supposed to be a workforce resource center, but the printers are never connected. They don't have any socks when they're supposed to. They don't have anything that they're supposed to. And they have a lot of buildings, a lot of permanent housing buildings that are just a mess. Resident drug dealers. It's unfortunate.
What about some of the Fortune 500 companies?
But we've got, everybody's here. Here's Amazon, Boeing, Weyerhaeuser, Microsoft, Google's here. Everybody's here, so there's a way to solve this.
What the fuck are they not doing?
They're not providing the services necessary. We've got more interviews.
So do they want to, is the master plan to drive the homeless out? Or
Some of that is to make them uncomfortable so that they don't stick around the agencies. Or if they don't fit the profile, then they'll be targeted by the staff themselves. Like if you're going with a service animal, it's most likely that they'll figure out a way to get you out of their services because they don't want you around with a service animal. And they don't want to take care of your luggage, so everyone has to cart their stuff around with them all day long. They used to have lockers, they don't have lockers for them.
alright, that's good.
And it turned out that Daniel was quite colorful. He had measures of reservation that he was holding on to, and I felt it. I would speak to him using my elaborate speech, my eloquent speech, because I'm a polylingual cryptolinguist. I speak many languages fluently. By not at least engaging, all you got to do is say hi. I mean, if you're not going to give them any money or help in any way, you can at least say hi. It's not that hard. It's like you said, we all need each other, so just be a little bit nice. In the clergy's absence in all cases, so there has to be a clergy call out on this. They're out of their minds. You know, there's 17,000 of them in Washington, there's 45,000 homeless people. That's 3 apiece. That isn't a big deal. You can take care of 3 people if you're a clergy person, right? Churches are quite large. Just take 3 apiece. You know.
End it with that.
They're waking up with coffee, cream, and sugar. None of the shelters. Send them off for their day with coffee. So there are a lot of things that we can do. You know, a suspended coffee program with Starbucks could help. There's plenty of coffee in the city. These agencies don't do anything to give people what they need in nourishment or hydration or medical attention to be able to manage themselves. So it's a dead end to the services all over the place. Nowhere to get help, nowhere to wake up, nowhere to really clean yourself well. And then having to constantly watch all of your stuff so it doesn't get stolen is also quite difficult. It's pretty sad. I saw a few guys yesterday that have degenerated into oblivion. They were good young kids. A year ago they looked alright, and today they got no teeth and they're all skinny, looking horrible. Bad shit's going on. And then South has too many questions, but it's obvious what's going on. They're not getting the assistance they need.
There's a good shot of you right here.
This $5 homeless newspaper is going to make a difference because all of the $1 and $2 papers are subsistence papers. There's only one $4 paper in San Francisco, and you can't do anything without a nickel. You need $5. You can't get a coffee without $5. You can't do anything without $5. And so if you sell a couple $2 papers, you're still going to be $1 short from being able to get anything. And you've wasted a bunch of hours. A $5 paper with a coupon inside from Starbucks and Jack in the Box and Subway and maybe even Chick-fil-A. Now that they're up here, it would take the element of charity out of the exchange, but it would be to get them inside, because anyone can get inside. If you go over 100, you can get a place. And so selling 20 papers at a Shell gas station would give them what they need for the night, so that they would be able to go inside and be inside and have what they need to sustain themselves, instead of just subsisting all the time. Getting enough money for a pack of cigarettes isn't going to help anybody. 80% of them smoke, so they should be getting duty-free cigarettes as well. There's no reason for them to be getting chased around by the ATF and stuff, because they're rolling cigarettes and trying to sell 10 cigarettes for $1 so that they can all have cigarettes. They're drinking, smoking pipes back home.
They're working for a cigarette.
They work for cigarettes. They make money for cigarettes. They will work for cigarettes. That's with our flower project. We'll have a group of about 30 of them putting bouquets together and pay them $10 an hour so they can get what they need for the day. And then we'll have all those bouquets that we can sell on pop-up kiosks around the city. So there's a lot of economic initiatives for us in Spain that I've been working with them on, so that we can launch these economic engines and why we're getting this down. And they need cash. That's why we're a for-profit agency. We take all the profits and put them back into the expansion of services that are necessary. They need cigarettes and weed. They need all kinds of things. They need a place to go that's safe.
So the plan is take $5. So the plan is, if you want to answer that phone call, you can.
Take 5 and give it back.
No, answer it.
It's changing my answer.
Okay, never mind. Okay. So the plan is $5.
$5. Take 5.
$5.
Take 5. What is take 5?
It's the newspaper, Take 5 News. Pause for the cause. We're going to be launching a $5 newspaper here in the next 3 months in Seattle. It will be the only one. that's not who I am. I wasn't raised that way. I was raised to respect people, to understand their feelings, and that they're a human being, and that they have emotions, like we all do. I'm not out there to get anybody. I've never had an intention to do that. We're all human beings on this giant rock in the sky, or this universe. I'm out here like everyone else, just living one day at a time, just living my own life, and obviously there's people out there who have different views. Opinions and ideas, and we all do. So I always have to keep that in mind. So when I'm walking around and talking to people, I know at the end of the day that they're just like me, and I'm just like them. We're all made of flesh and bone and blood, and we're all mortals. None of us are invincible. So we all gotta keep that in our minds, and understand that we're all in it together. None of us can be better than anyone else. That's not my idea of equality.
Ooh, that was good. It's not my idea of equality.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my idea of equality.
Yep, that was a great answer.
But stick right there where you're at. I'm gonna do it. You have something on your chest. Okay, let's just say right now you have something on your chest. Okay, pretend we're in an AA meeting right now, and you're just gonna say, "Hi, my name's Eric," and whatever exactly what your drug is, and then we're just gonna go from there. I'm not gonna put that in the clip. I just want to know what you're about to say. Okay, so let's pretend we're in an AA meeting. Thank you, Alex. Next, anybody else want to say something?
My name's Eric, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hey, Eric.
So, of course, alcohol has always been my kryptonite, so to speak. Of course, I smoke weed every once in a while. Who doesn't? But for me, alcohol was something that slowly but surely ended up becoming a problem in my life, because my parents were alcoholics, and it was always prominent in the early goings of my life. It's hard for me to remember a time in my childhood where alcohol wasn't involved. So by the time I was in high school, I had already started recreationally drinking with people that I knew and whatnot. And it didn't really become a problem, so to speak, until I was well into my adulthood. When my mother passed away in March of 2017, I basically let it control my life.
How old were you?
At the time, I was 23 going on to 24, but now I'll be 25 in April this year. So,
Mom passed away last year.
Well, almost 2 years ago. This is March 2017, so this upcoming March will be 2 years. So after that happened, losing my best friend and everything was something I hadn't been expecting so soon, or at that point, whatever. So alcohol was the one thing at the time that allowed me to find some kind of like solstice in everything that I was trying to cope with and the way that I was feeling. Eventually, I found my way to Seattle, and I was lucky enough to be able to afford doing so. Obviously, I could have made different decisions with the way that I spent my money, but I ended up becoming homeless, and that's just how it became.
Here that we're in, and we
it's a melting pot of all different lifestyles. But after a certain amount of time, it becomes too much. And there comes an overpopulation of people. You see them on the street, on the sidewalks and doorways. This is their home. Isolated areas such as this, Pioneer Square, Seattle, Washington.
I was a despondent, ex-military person who lost all of his convenience of culture.
I should be crying every day, the horrors I've been through on the street. And that's why I can only socialize with people that are positive, that are good hearts right now. I already should be dead. My name is Jacob Tilton. I'm a severe victim. My age, I'm going to be 52 in May. I'm a Gemini, May 27th. Is that good?
Don't look at that.
If you let me get a little more buzz on it.
How many people have you seen die in the last 2 years?
Bosco, Jesse,
Walter.
Brenda,
Brenda.
yeah.
Brenda, poor Brenda. She was eating out of the garbage cans.
Oh
man.
God, yeah.
Oh God.
And she had housing.
Oh, I know, it's horrible. She was eating out of the garbage cans every
And
day,
what's
right
her
in
name?
front.
That other one, I can't remember her name. So too many died.
Oh,
Just like what's his name in the Lion Building? Should be in a nursing home because he shits and pisses and cats all day long. You think they care? They let him sit and shit and piss all day long. If I die, I die. I hope it's not from.
hey.
No.
Well, we'll take care of Lucas if you do, but I
Yeah.
hope you don't.
I'm not going to.
No. You got Lucas.
No.
Remind us again where we were in Pioneer Square, right?
The slums.
I don't believe in death.
You have to believe in death. We all die.
No, I believe in life, and if you believe in life, you believe in death, but not death without life.
White people come alive. So when he's drawing, he draws white paper. White paper.
I like white paper, but I don't like it white. I only like cardstock paper when it comes to paper.
Oh, so we're gonna help Daniel become
Only
a recognized artist instead of just a prolific one.
I used to draw on the back of the cardboard boxes.
Cardboard
the
boxes.
Recyclable was the recyclable paper.
He'd be dumpster diving for paper. Come a long way. I'm gonna make coffee.
Yeah, coffee sounds good. We're all set for tomorrow. Yeah.
Hey, sir.
Here?
Properties should give everybody a chance to use the bathroom. And they have all these properties, and they all,
Take a step back. Take 2 steps back. Yeah.
they say now it's not okay for you to use my bathroom. But isn't it key to let everybody use the bathroom? Even if it ain't an adult fee, isn't it key to say it's okay to use my bathroom? It's bullshit.
It is plain.
The 1,000%.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good view though, huh?
Okay. Well, you know that it's true you're my best friend. Don't you know that now?
Yes.
Not because of the Benjamins.
Okay, no.
Do you want some
Get
more?
the cash money.
It's only because of cash money. That's right. How we doing, Alex? Now, what we're going to do during this conversation is give Daniel the $1,000, 100 Benjamins at a time. Because I don't want Eric's money in my wallet. Do you understand that? Daniel, I'm going to give you 10 more Benjamins. You understand that? That's $1,000. Well, you know why? Because it's the money that I got from Eric. I cannot have that bad juju in my pocket, so will you take it, please? Let's just go about things the normal way, because Daniel's been at a disadvantage for a long time, but I have never taken advantage of you ever, have I?
Never.
Never.
Nope.
Have the agencies taken advantage of you?
Oh, why? So many. 21st, yeah.
Alright, I never have. But I can't have bad spirits in my soul or in my life.
You're doing fine.
Alright.
It's a good,
So what?
Tom, just sit right there. You're doing fine.
I want to drag.
Sit there.
You want to drag? You want to hit?
Yeah.
Off the weed? He wanted weed hit in the go.
That
We
cab,
hit my-
that cab really pissed me off.
You
I
waited 2
called him
hours.
5 times.
They will drive away when they see you with your service
No
in.
doubt.
Your poor little dog. You know, will you please tell everybody how old your dog is? He's ancient. He's ancient. The white dog is ancient. Hey man, that's some good shit. Oh, Daniel's not everywhere. He
I
alright.
need a napkin.
He don't need nothing.
Yeah, thank you. That's good medical stuff.
Hey, Cash wants a hit, man. He's looking at you like you're...
How I got into the Aurora house.
How you got into the?
The Aurora house. The Aurora. It's called the Aurora house.
What's that house for?
It's for it's a federal funded building that was built especially for DESC's homeless people, and individuals, and so anyway, I was bouncing from DESC shelter to the city hall to First Street shelter for 8 months, and in the 8 months I was working on getting housed, and they offered me the Lions building, they offered me the Morrison, and they offered me a bunch of other buildings, but I wouldn't settle for anything until the new one that was being built out on Aurora got finished being built.
Do you like it?
And yeah, it was a beautiful building. It was a brand new building that the federal government had been funded to be built. And so I waited until they opened, and they got me in, the 14th person to move in. I was the 14th person to move into this brand new building. And I lived there for 4 years.
How do people? What was that question answer? How do they buy drugs?
How do they buy drugs in these DESC buildings that are
Oh, they
run?
had a format. They had a format. They had like these certain kind of hippie kind of people come in with little toolboxes, like little fish boxes with yellow manila envelopes, and each manila envelope was a certain amount of money. And we had an intercom that they call over the speakers and call you down for dinner and call you down for your medication and call you down in case somebody was in the lobby to see you. And they call down these people and they send them in the lobby and they give them cash, envelopes of cash, and they go straight to the main drug dealer. Her name was Michelle, and she
Obama, right? What was her last name? Michelle Obama, right?
I don't know. I forget. First name.
How hard is it on the streets? Who's dying out there? Recently that you know? Who's dying?
There was 49 deaths in the 4 years that I lived in the Aurora house. Alone. That was just alone. What I And the 1 year in my addiction was enough for me in the Aurora house, for me to get off drugs and alcohol. It was enough influence on me what not to be.
What else happens in the Aurora house?
Every time dinner time came around, and the lineup to when they served dinner, there always was a breakout, a horrible altercation, a violent altercation. I always had to be, or somebody always had to be down there as a bodyguard to stop the fights.
What else happened in the Aurora house?
let alone 49 deaths, for like maybe 13 eviction to the streets. And once they get out of control, they can't control them anymore, because they're giving them the drugs and the money for the drugs and the EBT. Everything gets sold for drugs, and nobody has anything. Everything gets sold for drugs. EBT and all.
They sell their food stamps
The EBT food stamps and all.
in the building.
In the building, yeah.
And if you take care of the house takes care of you. Traffickers. Bottom feeders.
Do these people mean good?
What the people that are so-called helping these individuals?
Is
No.
Is there a homeless?
No, it's the false help. It's false help so that they get paid.
What
They get paid.
What do you mean? An ashtray?
I want to help every homeless person in the city. I want to help every homeless
Daniel.
person in the city.
Do you like Benjamin?
I want to help every homeless person.
Yeah.
What do you need, an ashtray?
Yeah.
Daniel, do you like Benjamin?
Of course, when, yeah.
Don't you think your artwork is gonna sell?
Of course. That's why I did it.
Okay.
So.
So I'm sitting over here and I'm not supposed to talk to you because you on camera, but let me talk to you directly. Daniel, you know in the future that I'm gonna have to borrow money from you because I'm gonna fuck something up. You know that, right?
Right.
So why do you think I'm stacking my deck? The same reason that you did. So let me be very clear that we are two emperors sitting in different empires, okay? But I made you my chief gangster officer. I didn't enter anyone else into the C-level of my companies except for you. So I'm telling you personally, from my soul to your soul, that you are my chief gangster officer.
Okay.
I'm telling you, man.
Okay, well, I only have 4 minutes left.
That's
Is there a homeless problem in Seattle?
The homeless problem is that what I see is that the money hasn't been watched.
Beautiful.
The money was watched more carefully, not more carefully, to begin with, because there's no caring about way the money is handled or where it goes, because I know where it goes. I just know it goes into the pockets. It doesn't go into the people that are hurt and that need it. Because I watch the kitchen, they don't have nothing but salad, and they have a perfectly good kitchen. It's a brand new kitchen that they built for the Royal House, and it was never used except for to serve up macaroni and spaghetti sauce and lettuce and bread. Lettuce and bread, that's not the way you feed the people with the money that comes in now. I've seen that kitchen never get used. It was a full-on kitchen. Full-on industrial kitchen. Industrial. Full big huge ovens. You name it. Everything brand spanking new. Straight from the main
Yeah, new kitchen with nothing in it.
With no kitchen, with nothing in it. All they served was salad and macaronis and spaghetti sauce.
Okay. We love you, Daniel. Daniel, I love
Just
you,
watch
man.
the money. Just watch the money. Just edit the money. Go track the money.
Daniel, I will never lie to you. I will never lie to
Me neither.
you. Me
I
neither.
never
We're
have.
good friends.
Yeah, you know that.
We're all set. We certainly do.
Where's the? That's it.
What are What's the demographic of employment in Seattle?
Between the 40 and 60 range, and people 30 under are just doing drugs. They're doing drugs. That's why there's so much homelessness in the city.
Next one, Virginia Street, DSHS work source, public health.
Did they lose hope?
Will be the stop after Richmond.
There's no hope in dope, man. There's no.
Why even stay in Seattle?
Well, because it's easy. Everything's easy in Seattle. It's
You really
easy to
think-
make money in Seattle. You'd have to be stupid to not make money in Seattle. It's the easiest place in the world to do business, Washington State. You can even open up a business in Washington State and not do shit. That's correct for 6 months. And if you start making money, you better fix it. But if you don't, just drop it like it didn't even matter. It never even happened in Washington. It's not.
It's sipping it.
Sure. My dog, I owe more money to my dog than anybody else.
Why are people so depressed here?
Because they're miserable. Social media.
Social media?
Yeah.
So, blame it on the gram.
Blame it on it. I got a dog. I'm alright. I'm just with Cash Money Man.
Hi.
Your shoes are beautiful.
All right, Mom. Okay. Yeah, just let me know when you find out what time, which is a good.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Nice spider. There's the one that came out.
Run him over, girl. You got a bigger buzz.
That's
We
another
what?
project, Tom.
Hey, they're at the Boy Scouts. I'm the Catholic priest at the Boy Scouts. We need to get the Merkins from Monday through Friday. It's right in the church. I didn't marry Jesus.
Who'd you marry?
Eric. Married Eric.
Aww.
He had mouthwash. He's tall. I like tall. I like that. Did you pull the cord we're getting off?
Should we?
I don't know, somebody better pull
I'm
it.
scared to pull that cord.
I got a dog
Get
in my
AIDS
lap.
or something.
I got a dog in my lap. I'm handicapped. The VA is gonna give me a new tooth tomorrow, so I don't look so stupid on camera anymore. You know,
They sell natural.
they hate me.
I like natural.
The VA hates me. No, I only got in trouble like 40
Two
times.
buses behind us. Well, I can't see the one right behind, but I see a 5 behind. If anyone needs local 5 for Finney Ridge, Greenwood, Woodland Park, Zoo, Shoreline.
Do you want to go to the zoo?
Not today.
Alright, we'll skip this.
I heard Seattle has a nice zoo too.
It's a beautiful zoo. Mark has season passes. I'll get you that. Did you say clergy on call? What'd you say?
On-call clergy.
On-call clergy. I gotta write it. On-call clergy. Don't forget that one.
Yeah, we're gonna forget.
On-call clergy. We got it. All right, guys. This was 1,000 times harder than commercial fishing in Alaska. Commercial fishing in Alaska is safe compared to being homeless for a weekend. I'd rather go to Alaska for 2 years on a boat, straight, with never seeing shore, than to be homeless for 10 days. I wouldn't do it. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. It's so dangerous. It's so dangerous. And the parents should be ashamed of themselves. Where the fuck are the parents, man? I want to smack the shit out of some of them. It's like, holy fuck, your child has Stockholm Syndrome? That means what? Your best friend sexualized your boy his entire life and then you threw him out for being a faggot? Which he ain't. Stockholm Syndrome is fucking filthy. God this kid rage at it. It was nasty.
I believe that.
It was horrible. It's like, dear God. So who's responsible? The father's best friend? Or the mother that was stupid? Or the child that was abused and then became something that's unreal? Something that's unreal. It's like, what the fuck is that? All kinds of weird shit.
When you're out there long enough, you start to get used to it
It's horrible.
pretty quick.
No way.
Yeah, you do.
It's filthy.
You
That's so
not,
gross.
you actually get used to it because nothing's done about it. Nothing's done anything
so
about
gross.
it. You just get used to it.
It's like when you had poopy pants and you were sleeping in that electrical box.
We just have to accept it.
Ugh.
It's like that's.
How do you clean yourself if you shit yourself? How do you clean yourself if you shit yourself?
I went through so many damn clothes.
Fucking unreal.
Brand new.
I wiped my
expensive
ass with a
clothes.
scarf. I wiped my ass with a scarf and I had to leave the scarf behind, and I like that scarf. But I didn't want to have a poopy scarf. Fuck, man. Shitting by the railroad tracks like a hobo.
This is not from the peanut gallery. This is not out of the peanut gallery. The peanut's gotten too wild.
I'm just stoned and tired. Oh, man.
Well, you should.
3, 2, 1.
I mentioned a long time ago in my life, because I'm an expert sommelier in a lot of things. Green chartreuse is something that you only share with somebody that you intend to spend the rest of your life with. So I said that the next guy that I drink green chartreuse with would be the guy that I married. Give it a shot.
Cheers to that.
No? We just got married. So that's it. That's how easy homosexuals get along.
Oh, I heard you ordered yourself a ring. Let me see your ring.
I did, yeah. Bitch ass.
It's
5 carats. It's a Bentley.
Right there, you don't have to move. You don't have to move. You don't have to do that. You don't have to. I'll get. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. There you go. That's all you gotta do.
It's just a Bentley on the bingo.
right. So there might be another one of these in the near future.
Bitch, I can't afford 2 of them. We're gonna have
Well,
to cut that in half.
I showed up, so there might be a copy of this very valuable ring, maybe for me at some point.
We gotta cut it in half. You get half.
No, you're not going to cut that ring in half, stupid.
You drank green chartreuse.
But there might be another ring on the way.
Am I?
In Seattle, Washington, called Pioneer Square. Now, this has been dubbed Seattle's original neighborhood because this is the neighborhood that existed sometime around the fire, back in 1889. This was the city that was built on top of that, on all the wreckage. Currently residing in Pioneer Square right now are a lot of individuals who we have a particular interest in at this time because we're doing this homeless project. And you get anyone from, whatever, crack addicts, heroin addicts, meth addicts, homeless people in general. Like, they don't even have to have an addiction, but homeless people in general.
a lot of them reside in Pioneer Square.
They do.
So we're going to go there on a whim. Because this is day 2 and we're still testing the waters on this project, so to speak. So we're just gonna travel around a little bit, see what we can find, and Pioneer Square might as well be a good place to start.
Yes.
What's that for? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that already recording?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. Why? What do you want to do?
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. I'm just trying to help everybody out.
Do you work for the channel or something?
No, more like. You make music?
Yeah.
How are you at?
Huh?
How are you at it?
How are you? How am I? All my life, you know what I mean?
What kind of music do you make?
I'm looking for a miracle.
What kind of music do you make?
Okay, listen.
Rock and roll? What equipment do you play?
What's your name?
Donna.
How long you been homeless?
10 years.
When it start?
Back in the 90s, early 90s.
What happened?
Shit happens.
I guess. Shit happens.
She was a cook.
Once you go to prison, they don't want to help you.
She was a cook. Right?
What kind of good?
She was a good cook. I know Brenda. Girls, you know I know everybody. We was friends. Oh, okay. I was friends with Walter before we died. That's right, so was. But I never even gave him a hug, so I wasn't afraid of him. I'm with that young bitch over there, that little 24-year-old bending over. That's my bitch. Hi, Eric. I was just telling him that you're my bitch. Okay, peace. Guess what happened?
Hey, get off that crap.
Lucas! 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 That shit.
How does she feel the dog?
They ain't ready yet. They're doing their thing. See, look, get cash money. Get cash money. What does he say about my boyfriend? You like my boyfriend? Yeah. You want to right? They try.
Hold on. Wait. Wait. Do that again. Martin. Do that again. Put that money back in there again. No, grab the money.
Another dollar.
Oh, put another fucking dollar. I don't care.
He's an old boy.
Alright, let me do that again.
Yeah. Want to continue playing? Houston, Texas.
It's warmer there, right?
Yeah.
No, he was 5 years old when he gave it to her. Well, don't count those. Okay, then there's an 8. He's 8. 8 or 9. He's doing all right. He's scored. Hey, girls, we're doing okay. Come on, daughter.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got good footage, didn't you?
Sorry. Little by little.
Hey, brother! It's you, buddy. Why don't we get started? What? How you doing, man? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm recording him. Do it.
What's up, man? Thomas? What's up? Oh.
I am Thomas. You're Thomas too, California.
I know.
How do you feel? You like it? How do you feel? Oh yeah. Thank you.
How did I lose Eric? Did I just lose Eric again?
You gotta find him.
Huh?
Find him.
He couldn't have gone missing. Do you realize that above my
What's your
head?
name? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, look.
Mine can a camera?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, he having a ball over there. He having a ball over there. Well, you told me to give yeah, that's fine. How about this? Pretty good. It's not going to affect us. If it's not going to affect us, it won't have any effect.
What you doing was trying to leave, right? You realize I was literally 2 yards away.
I decided to look into the store to see if you were there. You were, so all right.
Okay.
Third Avenue. Third and James.
What kind of art?
No, it's John. We're doing the same thing. But see, the watch is down there. On camera. On camera, so you realize they can call. They're running for taxi. That's good stuff, Alex.
That's fucking stupid towards me.
Ma'am, can I get a couple questions?
Nope.
Okay.
Big side to side for me.
Oh, good, Lefty. Daniel's dog's got asthma, a heart murmur, he's missing teeth, and he's the most beautiful thing. And Cash Money is a hood nigga from 20.
Ronald Joseph Larinaga and Dottie Dorothea.
Where are they at?
Easterbrook.
Where are yours? Where's your father at?
Orlando State Penitentiary.
Why is your father in jail?
Sexual, physical, mental abuse.
Of how many children?
16.
Were you one of those children?
Hold on, Keith. You're overpowering his voice. Okay, everything you just said, I want you to say in one long sentence. Hi, my name's my name's son of
Why no, Daniel? How about this? I know
he just
him
has
very
to
well.
phrase that whole thing.
I know Daniel very well. Daniel, let me explain this to you.
It was so ugly.
He was so ugly.
He was so ugly.
He was so ugly.
Yeah,
What a beautiful boy.
Ugly.
So, Alex, Daniel said to me, you know when I got him home from the pound? It's just called the technical difficulty. A technical difficulty. So Munch came Daniel
He
keeps
likes
giving
it
up.
to John.
Daniel
He
keeps.
likes it to John.
Right, I know, all
He
right.
likes
We're
it.
explaining, right. You know, he wanted to be in the camera. He knows.
Yeah, he wants to be done that. Done that.
He's a beautiful boy, man.
Dad and love and
We love that little kid.
How do people? What was that question you answered? How they buy drugs?
How do they buy drugs in these DEA I'm serious. Lucas was bad, man. Lucas had a bit of a lip.
Been in there more than a few times.
Oh, this one you're talking about?
Yeah, Recovery Cafe.
Is this a cafe? What is this?
Yeah.
Like, we've always had major corporations here, you know? Like, we're the home of Boeing and fucking Starbucks and Microsoft.
Yeah.
The thing is like, they always kind of worked with the city pretty well, you know? Like, Paul Allen, like, you know, when a fucking movie theater's about to close down, he buys it up, you know?
Right.
Like, and I feel like Amazon has just changed things a lot.
Really?
Yeah, because, I mean, like, again, like, it isn't like corporate money's a new thing in Seattle. Corporate money has always been a big part of Seattle.
Hey, bro, can you stand right there? Let's start that whole conversation over again. Right there, right there. Right there, right there, right there.
How's it going, Robbie? Whenever you're ready.
Yeah. You've done this before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to work in doing sound for movies.
Greg, how long you been homeless?
I'm not homeless, but...
You're not homeless?
No.
Where you staying?
I live in a squat house, so I'm as close to homeless as you can be without actually being homeless. So.
That's what we need, all right? So you're on the edge.
I'm on the edge, yeah.
So why are we on the edge? Why? Because there used to be big corporations?
No, I mean, the reason why I'm on the edge is just because rent's like quintupled in the last 6 years, you know. I left here in 2010 to go do some work down in LA, and
it's rolling, it's rolling.
It's rolling. Is it
Talk
rolling?
to the camera, talk to the camera.
Okay. I left in 2010 to go do some work down
I'm
in
just
LA.
making sure I get my food.
It's all good, brother. And like, I was like literally counting the days on my contract down there to come back to Seattle, and I did like zero research on what was actually happening up here while I was away. And when I left, I was paying $450 to split a floor of a house, about 5 blocks from here. When I came back, you know, rented about, you know, quadrupled. Now it's about quintupled, sextupled. So it's ridiculous, and that's why I'm on the edge right now.
Rock on.
I can't afford that. You know, there's no way to afford being an artist anymore here. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I could, you know, piece together doing, you know, like, you know, sound gigs and you know, music and just, you know, kind of piece it together, and not anymore so much. So,
Right.
Yeah.
So you're out here making people happy now?
I'm trying. You know, I'm out here making myself happy at the very least. You know.
All right, Greg Nichols, if you can go back to your spot and do your thing,
yeah,
I'll get your whole song. Go for it. 3, 2, 1.
All right.
I'm sorry, I'm going to do this.
And I'm never let me think about you anymore. I go down.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Drink your coffee, Thomas.
He loves Eric. This is gonna make me crazy.
Oh, hold that dog. Oh my God, that's a big dog. Hello. Oh, good morning, morning. That's a big fucking dog.
Camels or Marlboros? Okay, 99 red.
About to go to the weed store.
Yeah, I mean, they're the same old stuff too, but I think literally like maybe I know first. I fucked their ice cream get a couple $100.
I need to check this shit out, man. Because I've only been really shopping here, so it's like
Oh,
I get a good
yeah, I
idea.
really
Like,
got
what
two
else?
nights
I've been meaning to watch.
I'm from Houston. I'm just documenting this for fun.
For fun?
Yeah, well, it's a documentary, but nothing big.
What's the documentary about?
About homelessness in Seattle.
I got you.
That's what we work on.
I just want to know what
I don't even pay attention.
Yeah, what you what kind of weed you like?
I think we should go for 3 quarters or 8.
Mix it up a little bit.
Huh?
Mix it up a little bit.
Mix it up a little bit, yeah.
So, what did you want to get?
A hybrid.
Yep.
Maybe 3 hybrids.
3 different hybrids. How much time?
You want to see what we can really do?
Yeah, bro.
Give me a few minutes. I get you what's fresh.
But you guys want people to
In this grade, we get everywhere.
I'm not called consider in here. It's all the same weed, you know? It's like you want
Well,
something.
you've got a gorgeous thing in there.
and then they got different that yeah, they had like
What do you
animal mask.
What you doing, Cash?
I had an animal mask too. They had a cinnamon sorbet.
At this age, and she had this little orangutan thing that
Bro,
was
that cinnamon
with
sorbet.
hair on the child. I was thinking, oh god, only a mother could think that was pretty. But I used to babysit an ugly girl when I was a kid. And she turned out to be
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that sorbet has to come from somewhere, man.
yeah, she was the ugliest little fat thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
Just
a good
a
night
love.
right there.
And she turned out to
Sleepy
be
and relaxed.
Oh yeah, isn't that hilarious?
And then they had they also came out with a pirate cake.
Let's catch
Yeah,
one.
which I actually just picked up.
He loves the girls. He needs all the girls in the world.
I just finished my intimate and I was like, this is not as good.
No.
It's like, it just made me like, yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Martin.
They are. No, not those. These ones over here, I guess LA Con. Oh, they got the LA Con.
99.50. Store favorites at Grandma Anderson. It's $60 quarter. Outdoor. That's like on the side.
We've already smoked one of these. I don't want that one.
No.
All right. Easter. You want to pre-roll or anything?
No.
All right.
So
Should be okay. Right.
So I'm gonna bring you to the other side of the store.
I got 47 coming back your way. You want your receipt today? Sure. 5, 2, and 7 right there for you, brother.
You gotta get some what, bro? Oh, okay, hold on. I'll get you in there. Give me a second. Little bit of B-roll.
Oh yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I can this guy's sweet at all.
Here I come, man. Here I come. You don't have to, don't do that. Just be cool. Just be cool. Cause we're, yeah. Excellent.
Oh yeah? There you go. You have a great day. Enjoy.
You want my information so you can send it to me?
I will.
I mean,
Yeah.
next time tell me.
Okay.
Thank you. Hey, Mike. Next time they come, we'll see cameras and that shit. Give me that.
Well, Dan, you did a good job on your artwork.
I did. I had a dream about it.
I did too.
I had a dream about pulling that stuff out.
You know, I had a dream.
You want to see what I got in there?
What?
What rituals I got in there?
The other ones?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let me see.
This is all the originals, the other ones I had. You know, compared to
They let him
that,
sleep underneath. They'd be like, come on in, and then he'd go underneath and he'd sleep
go for
underneath
24
because they
hours.
were open 24 hours. And then they would take his artwork and they would copy it for him.
Print it
that he
out.
would Print it out.
Laminate it, everything.
So
Can you
then
say that
he had
again real
money.
quick? Start off from the beginning. So at Kinko's. What year was this? What year was this?
This was,
Jenny was homeless for how long?
let me think of the age I was, and then you can figure it out.
We were born in the 70s, right?
Yeah, I'm wait, let me figure out what.
Oh, I love this
what
one.
it was.
I love this one.
I was 24.
I love this
I
one.
was 24, so figure it out. I was
You're 24?
1970.
So that would have been 94.
Because Kinko's isn't around anymore, right?
No, it's now FedEx office.
But at 24 in Seattle?
Yeah.
No, he was in Oregon.
In Oregon.
No, he was homeless in Oregon, and they allowed him to sleep under the desk.
And then Jack in the Box gave me jumbo jack hamburgers
This is
for
cash.
$1.07.
This is my
I'll
dog
get
Cash
it
Money's
collect up
aura.
$1.07.
That's Cash Money's aura. He
Hold it down. Lower. Lower. Right there. Do it again. Say that again.
It's Cash Money's aura. Daniel draws auras. So this is my dog's aura.
The one in the bathroom.
Well, I mean, there's thousands. He's got thousands and thousands of these beautiful creations. And, you know, it's not just what's on the wall.